all, it's Michelle from the Scattered Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. Today is Killikit Sunday. I have my picture picked out. This is a picture of me and my family, and we went out to eat at the Cracker Barrel. So just a fun little family picture. And I have some papers already picked out from my kit. And today I'm going to be using this Page Maps sketch from January 2012. And I'm going to use this one right here, but I'm going to flip it on its side, and then also I'm challenging myself to look at it this one time and then put it away. So let's get started. Okay, I have put away my sketch, and so now I'm going to start with my background and trimming it down to 12 by 12. And this blue paper is from a DCWV paper pad called Pumpkin Spice, and it has kind of a knit look to it in its pattern, and I really like how it kind of goes with the blue from the windows, and there's some blue flowers in that little blue, no, in that little flower paper. There's some little blue ones in there, and I think that really goes well together. And with this pink, it just looks so pretty with the pink in this little plaid. So what I'm doing here is getting that main band that went across the page in the sketch. And of course I cut it too big, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough wiggle room with my picture and the things that I wanted to do. So I have those trimmed down and I have everything how I want it. So I'm going to go ahead and look and see if I can find something to map my picture with. So I'm going to look through my 6x8 paper pad, and I love all of these patterns. They are so pretty. I love the colors. But I didn't see anything that I was wanting to map my picture with, so I just go ahead and use this white paper. It's just some scrap white cardstock that I have laying around from another layout I had done. So I'm just trimming that up, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put my band down on the paper. So the bare bones, so to speak, of this sketch I can remember pretty well, so I've got that down. It's the little details that escape my mind. So I know there was a band across, and I know there was a darker kind of a pattern on the right side, and the photo was kind of here on the left. And I just used a little bit of glue there because I'm thinking I want to maybe tuck things underneath the picture, and I want to make sure I have the ability to do that. And also these little wooden pumpkins and leaves, I am bound and determined to get at least one of these things on this layout. I've had these and I wanted to use them all October and I didn't get them in. So I'm like, I am doing it this time. I'm going to get one used. So as I go through my die cuts, I do remember there seemed to be something here on this side, or the right side of the photo, that went vertical. But I didn't like that thank you. It just left an awkward gap, and I didn't like it on the left side, so I give up on that. But I find this little banner, so I put that under there, and I think that looks good. And I'm going through and seeing, is there anything else that I want to use? And I also found that circular piece that I put up on the right side as a base for my title. And I'm thinking, oh, I could use this cozy day, but no, I decide not. And then I see this little jam jar and a pumpkin spice jar, and I like the flower, and then there's like a little mug, and those are all kinds of things that you will find at a Cracker Barrel. So I thought about using those. So I kind of have them up there in a little grouping where I want to put my title. So that's not going to stay there. And then I pull out these. Oh, I'm so excited. I have used another one of these fabric patches. I'm so happy to have used that. It just says family. And now I'm going to use these thickers for my title. I'm going to use the one that says family time. So I get my circle on here and it has some journaling lines on it. So I just use that to make sure that it's straight. And I'm going to use those journaling lines to make sure that my letters go on straight. And these are old. I've had them for a long time and they're sticking to the backing. So I have to be really careful how I get them off of the page without it ripping. And I didn't do a very good job with the F or that I. They wanted to stay stuck for sure. But I finally get them on. And like I say, I'm just using those little journaling lines as guides to help me have my title straight. And now I'm thinking, oh, I could put these little guys in a cluster here. But I'm not really liking that. So I'm still looking at the sticker sheet. And now here I'm like, oh, I can put this pumpkin right here with my title and it's perfect. It just fits right up under the LY of family and it looks great. And I was able to get some the leaf chipboard and put up there and that looks cute. And I want some more flowers. I like this little flower here, but this bigger one is cute, but it's too big. But it works perfectly right there in that corner. But first, I actually have to attach my banner because I haven't done that yet. And I'm thinking, do I want to pop this up? And I decide, yes, I do. So I get these little round pop dot type foam stickers and I stick them on just the middle 4 banners. And then I'm going to put my adhesive on the last 2 so I can stick them down onto my page. Now what I should have done was also put some tape on the top part of all these banners because when I put this down, it goes down okay, but because I have those little the little foam dots up underneath the middle triangles, the whole thing sticks up. So instead of it just being a little bit lifted off of my page, that whole middle is like a bridge. It's all popped up. So later on, I will put some glue under there and have them flat at the top of the banner and just popped up at the points. So now I'm going ahead and putting these stickers down. These little flowers are so pretty. And I'm thinking, what else can I use? So I'll go ahead and now that pumpkin is popped up itself on a foam dot. And right now I'm not too worried about it. I'm just kind of rolling with it. And I put the chipboard flower that's there by family on some pop dot because it's sitting on top of that fabric sticker. But I'm going to change the pumpkin. Towards the end, I end up, you don't see me, but before I put it away, I pull that pumpkin off and take that foam off the back of it and have it a little bit more flat. And I'm trying to remember what the sketch was like, and I'm thinking, this needs more stuff. I want more on here. It's looking good, but I need more. So I find a couple of little puffy stickers. And then here, these are from Ellie's Studio, and I find this little heart, and it's a perfect color to go with this collection. So I put it on top of my pumpkin. And then I'm thinking about using these leaves that are on here, and I'm thinking, oh, where can I put it? And I kind of audition them, but none of them really go how I want them to. So here I'm looking at the brads, thinking about using those, and I don't really see anything that I really want to use. So then I bring out the enamel dots, and I definitely want to use some enamel dots. I just have to decide what color I want to use. And I really like this that darker orangey rust color, but I only have the 3, so I end up using these cream, peachy, well, pinky, creamy. They match the pink in the plaid. So I put those in 3 places in a cluster of 3s, and I thought about putting these around my flower here, but the other places that I put them at were close together, so I decided to keep these close together too. It looked a little more cohesive. Now, I remember in the sketch there was a little tag or tab or something up there at the top on the left side of my photo, so I'm going to go ahead and put that there, and I really like this little frame from the die cuts, and I cut it apart so that I can use it again somewhere else, maybe on another layout. Spoiler alert, it ends up on this layout, but you won't see that until you see the pictures at the end. It's because I needed more. I thought I was finished with this layout, but I needed more, so I added more. Now, because I've put this tab up at the top, I feel like it's kind of lonesome up there all by itself. So I'm thinking, what can I do to make it blend in a little more? So I'm thinking, well, I've got words with family time, and then I have a word with family with that flower down there. So I'm thinking, I'll put a word up there. So when you don't really know what to do, as Miss Janet always says from RTS Scrapbooking, look at what you've already done. And so that's what I'm going to do. I've got words with my title. I've got words beside the flower there with family. And so now I need a little word with my tab. And I thought about using the one that I had up there, but it kind of blended in because it was pink. So I wanted a darker color. So here I end up with grateful. But I think, okay, that's not enough. I have a heart on the pumpkin, and I have hearts nowhere else, so I'm like, I can put a heart up here. So I put a heart up by my word, and then I put a heart down here beside the flower, and I'm thinking, yep, this is looking good, this is looking good, but there needs to be a little bit more because I have flowers in 2 other places, so I got a little flower and put it up here with my tab and my heart and my grateful, and I think, oh, that's it. That's perfect. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of journaling, just talking about we have a great time whenever we go out to eat as a family. And I think I'm done, so I'm going to bring it up and show it to you, but I'm not done. You'll see in the pictures that I put a little cluster down on that bottom right corner, and I finish it off with some gold splatters. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.